Hi everyone. Vitamin D is a cell communicator. It helps cells communicate with each other. This is essential for staying healthy. It's especially important this time of year with the colder weather and the time change. Vitamin D does this by helping your cells talk to each other, and this happens throughout your entire body. And this communication happens in the following ways. Just as my brain signals my ability to walk down these stairs, vitamin D helps cells communicate with the immune system to protect us from viruses. Also, the improved cell communication signals the brain to help with mood and seasonal affective disorder, especially with the dropping sunlight. How cells work. What vitamin D does is it's a cell communicator. So on the surface of a cell, there's receptors, and these receptors let the other cells identify each other and they can communicate. So all of our entire body does this. Every single muscle, those cells inside that muscle communicate for proper function and for repair. So if I had a strained muscle, how am I going to repair that muscle? The organs do the same thing. So as an example of this, the bronchial tubes. Those bronchial cells are communicating. They know each other, they're functioning the way they're supposed to, and then here comes a virus. If your vitamin D levels are at their optimal level, so we have optimal cellular communication, they're going to identify that virus right away, and they're going to call up the immune system with signaling proteins, and the natural killer cells, your first line defense, will eliminate the virus. We don't get sick. That's the day when you wake up with a scratchy throat, you get home early, get your chicken soup, and you go to bed. You wake up and you say, oh, that's gone. It's because your immune system was able to knock that virus out immediately. Those are natural killer cells. Now, if your vitamin D is low, those cells in your bronchial tubes are not going to identify the virus, and it's going to grow. And now I'm sick. And now that is the adapted immune system that's going to have to kick in, and that's why we get sick for 2 to 3 weeks as we get rid of the virus through that immune system. It'd be a lot nicer to not get sick. So that's why it's so important to have vitamin D. So here's an interesting fact. The viral load, what we're exposed to as far as viruses is concerned, is the same in the winter as it is in the summer. So why do we get sick this time of year? There's two reasons. The change of the weather, the cold weather, we're not used to it, it's a stress. The second one is the lack of sunlight is a stress for all of us, but especially for people with seasonal affective disorder. So we covered the virus. When vitamin D is high, it lets the cells communicate. They can tell the immune system to knock out the virus. But let's cover how this affects our mood and seasonal affective disorder. Vitamin D helps the brain cells communicate the same way it helps all the other organs and muscles. The vitamin D is letting those brain cells communicate efficiently. They require less energy, which means your brain is not tired. Your brain's happy. Your brain can work like it should. It's not stressed. So that's how it offsets the lack of sunlight, and the seasonal affective disorder can be helped. When we have their optimal levels of vitamin D, your brain can relax. It's happy. It's not so dependent on the external sunlight to give it some calmness. It can do it itself. Now, our dilemma is we just simply don't eat enough of vitamin D rich foods: salmon, trout, mushrooms, egg yolks. We're not eating lots of this, and also the absorption of vitamin D is dependent on the health of the intestines, and we live in a highly stressed environment. So supplementation is needed. The problem with supplementation is 18% of the general population cannot absorb vitamin D in pill form. When someone says, hey, I've got vitamin D in my multivitamin, I have a calcium pill that has vitamin D in it, it's simply not enough vitamin D, or you're not absorbing it. So we have to test. You need vitamin D not in a reference range, you need it in an optimal range. And you're not going to know without a blood test. So I'm really encouraging you for a yearly vitamin D test, especially this time of year. It'd be like an every October, November, I get my vitamin D levels checked. I need it in an optimal level so that I stay healthy. There's no reason to catch these viruses if we can stay healthy. We can stay vibrant. With that vitamin D in the brain, I'm going to have greater vitality. My brain's going to be more relaxed. I'm going to be happier. The happier we are, the more positive we are. Our immune system can protect us and fight off these viruses, and we're happier. And that's the goal. So stay healthy, get your vitamin D tested, give us a call. We can schedule a blood test for you. And stay tuned for our next video. We're going to talk about vitamin D and bone health, bone density, and how to rebuild bone.